time of the week one more time. It's live, and it's in the interest of the people. They're going to make you laugh, and they'll even make you mad enough to chew nails. Either way, they have you tuned in. So sit back in that easy chair and get close to a phone, because you can call and talk to them. You better get you something to drink, because you may need it also. Take it away, guys.
Well, we know you're here watching tonight because we've been hearing from you, and we're going to talk about that in just a little bit.
A lot of good things going on. Welcome.
Welcome.
Since you've got rid of that blonde wig, had a facelift, are you getting a lot of, I know you get a lot of comments. She didn't get no facelift, but she did get rid of that blonde. She said someone told her that blondes had more fun, and she dyed her hair whatever color it was.
Yeah, I was having too much fun.
Yeah, whatever. But welcome.
Yeah.
Good to see you back on the program now.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Had a good week.
I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Might mention while I got it on my mind, CG's this weekend is Valentine's Day, folks. All you folks that want to go out and get you something other for your Valentine for Saturday night, Saturday all night, Friday night, take her out on a date and tell her how much you love her. If you get her drunk, she won't remember where you did or you didn't. But no.
I think they started early.
Did they?
I believe they did. I'm tired.
Charlotte appreciates all the folks who are trading with her, and she always tried to make sure you got whatever you need. A lot of good things going on this week. If we can, Mr. Engineer, if we can show the picture of the ribbon cutting we held Friday, I believe it was, the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services. There it is.
Very impressive.
I tell you, there was probably 200, 250 people there from throughout the state. This represents about a $2 million investment. I mean, the building is fantastic.
First class.
And where they were sending a lot of their clients to Anniston and Birmingham, now they can handle them all right here. The facility is located on 77. It's beautiful, I'm telling you. And we're just fortunate and honored to have this facility located in our city. And it's going to be a tremendous asset to our city. Also, a couple other things been going on. We've got some restaurants been opening, and they're doing great. We've got a lot of things going on with it. We're going to have George Culver with us in just a moment, talking about all the good things coming up at the Ritz, also about the Mardi Gras parade coming up this weekend. We'll go to George in just a minute. And then along towards the second half of the program, we'll have Reverend Timothy Caldwell and his beautiful wife talking about the new facility they're building, about a $500,000 structure over there. Mm-hmm. And so much going on in Talladega, folks. I mean, good, positive things going on.
Great things.
And we're going to be sharing with you about some of this stuff. Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, Reverend Edward Bolden, pastor, having a Love Fellowship revival. We need to put the word out at Lincoln to Bud Kitchen, Mayor Kitchen, and all the folks that don't want to be put into Lincoln. We need to talk to them about this Love Fellowship revival and see if we can't get them all to go out and see what's going on. It's going to be Wednesday, February 11th, Thursday the 12th, and Friday the 13th. Everyone's invited, 6:30 night. The Reverend Clarence Henderson will be speaking on Wednesday night. Reverend Reginald Cook will be speaking on Thursday night, and Anthony Anderson, pastor of Parker Memorial, will be speaking on Friday night. That's the 11th, 12th, and 13th. Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, Reverend Edward S. Bolden, Senior Pastor. And everyone can go out and be with them. They always have a good good program out there. The 2015 baseball, softball registration, January the 20th through February the 13th. T-ball, ages 5 and 6, baseball, ages 7 and 12, softball, 7 and 12. That's going to be at Talladega Parks and Recreation, January the 20th through February the 14th. For more information, contact the Spring Street Rec Center or call 362-0514. That's 0514. Congressman Rogers will be in town in Sylacauga sometimes. Tuesday, February the 17th. He will be at the airport. I don't know where he's going to fly in there in case it gets too hot and jump on the plane and leave out. I know he's not coming to Lincoln Airport. He's coming to Sylacauga Airport. 12 p.m. at the airport, Congress on your corner. It says Tuesday 17th, Congress on your 12 p.m. at the airport, but he's going to be Congress on your corner, Sylacauga Chamber of Commerce, but he doesn't say what time, so I guess you can call the Chamber of Commerce and find out what time he's going to be there. Vicki Harkins, director of our public library, wanted us to announce that they've got some good things coming up. February the 7th, already had that. February the 21st, Freedom Riders, Speaker Laura Anderson from the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute. And February the 28th, the Abolitionists, Speaker Dr. Art Bacon. If you've never heard Dr. Bacon speak and talk and see some of his paintings, you don't know what you have missed. And that's going to be on February the 19th, Thrilled and Chilled at the Armstrong Public Library at 3:30 p.m. Kim Johnson talks about the ghosts of Shelby County. You believe in ghosts?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where I believe it or not, but they'll sure scare you to death at nighttime, or if you're working in a funeral home at night, they'll sure scare you to death.
Especially when they're moving.
When they come flying through there.
I've heard about that
Speaking
before.
of ghosts and flying through the air, in the next couple of 3 weeks, maybe, if I get enough nerve, there's a guy in Birmingham came in the barbershop one day and wanted to know if I had ever been kidnapped by space aliens. I said, not that I recall. I don't never make no positive statement no more, folks, because sometimes I don't remember. And I said, why do you ask? He said, well, I was. And he went on to share with me, the flying saucer came down and picked him up and took him off and what they did to him and so forth and so on. He said, do you still have your TV show? I said, yeah. He said, do you think you might want me to be on it? I said, I have to think about that. So I went home and told Mary.
Pretty
and
wild
she said,
story.
you ain't putting him on your TV show. After I told her what all he told me, what all he shared. If we can figure out a way to clean up some of his adventure, we may just put him on the air and let y'all. Do y'all believe in flying saucers and space aliens
I
and so forth?
wonder what he was drinking.
I don't know. Don't forget our library. If we can, Mr. Engineer, let's show a picture of the shooting complex. Should be opening around the 1st of June. And this right here was sent to me by a person who is working up there. And this is going to be the main building as you come into the shooting complex. Isn't that nice? It's going to be nice. It's going to be huge. And this facility will be opening, I understand, the first week in June. A soft opening maybe be in May, but the official opening will be the first week in June. And we're just proud that this facility, the folks chose Talladega area to build this shooting complex. $20 million investment, and it's going to draw, and it's private money, folks, not government money, private money. And it's going to be drawing folks from all over the world, probably one of its kind, only one of its kind, probably in the world. And we're just honored, and maybe we'll get some of those folks on here a little later on and let them talk about what all's going on. Top Trails. They've just approved their new budget for the coming year, totaling almost $500,000. And folks, I'm proud of Top Trails. It's a four-wheel place out there. They got about 100 miles off-road, whatever you call it, where you can go ride your four-wheeler. You know about four-wheeler.
I do, and horses.
You're a four-wheeler.
I am a four-wheeler.
She wheels around a lot of them. But I know she enjoys that four-wheeler.
I do.
And she gets on the farm out there and rides that four-wheeler. But according to Wes Pope, and he's done a super job taking that park and turning it around.
He has.
In January 2014, they had approximately 608 riders in January of 2014. In January of 2015, 1,695. That's what, almost
280%.
Almost 300% increase.
Yeah, I saw a truck the other day headed that way, and I bet it had 14 four-wheelers on it with a long trailer.
They took in 2014 $3,000, and in January of 2015, $16,900. What's that? Almost 500% increase. The number of campers in January 2014 was not available. 23 campsites at $10 each were rented out in January for a total of $230. Folks, this place is going great guns, and when they get it completely finished, the equestrian, what do you call it, bow and arrow? That's not what they call it.
Archery range.
Up and going and all the other stuff. There's going to be thousands of people coming here. Shooting complex, Top Trails. This is going to be a destination point. People come in and spend a week. Cheehaw Mountain, racetrack, Top Trails, shooting complex.
We may have to do a show on that.
I tell you what. And speaking of crowds, Mr. Engineer, if you can, let's show the meeting at Lincoln This group of folks, several hundred residents of Talladega County, packed the Assembly Volunteer Fire Station Saturday morning. They're telling the mayor of Lincoln, Bud Kitchens,
Bye-bye.
we don't want to be in your area. Have you got that picture handy, Mr. Engine?
Back up,
Sure.
buddy, don't you
Bud,
come
here's a
any
message for you. Listen to it.
I know you want her, but the answer is no, sir. Back up, buddy, don't you come any closer. She's mine, all mine. Back up, buddy, don't you come any closer. I know you want her, but the answer is no, sir. Back up, buddy, don't you come any closer. She's mine,
I thought that was very
all
appropriate.
mine.
They're sending a message to the mayor of Lincoln and to the council members. We don't want to be in your jurisdiction. We don't want to pay your license fees. We don't want to pay your inspection fees. We don't want to pay your taxes. And it says here several hundred residents. I don't know how much clearer and how much more they need to understand what no means.
Now, these are voters, right?
Well,
Yeah.
they're not voting in the city limit. They're county
Yeah.
voters. But they have got the county commission against the mayor and the council. They've got the legislative delegation, the senators. Better back up, Mayor. Don't you come any closer. This bunch don't want you. Leave them alone. Let them go and do what they want to do. We got to go to break just a minute. Give the birthdays right quick.
Oh, my goodness.
Kenneth Elson, talk about him.
Oh, yes, my friend Kenneth Elston's been watching every Sunday night. He doesn't miss a night. Hello, Kenneth. Have a good day. Gloria Beckett, Jerry Malone, Jill Beard Van Landingham, Midoriya Burke, Brenda Jenkins Irwin. Happy birthday to y'all.
Is that all of them?
No, I believe I got, no, I can see
You
it.
got several of them.
No,
That's all right
I
there.
wrote them all down.
Did
right.
you? You're doing good. Also, Bobby Tyler says he never misses our program. Never misses it. Bobby, hello.
Hello.
Don't forget Rehab First at McGuffey Healthcare if you need any kind of rehab. Bud, you may need some rehab when them folks get through you in Lincoln. Rehab First reporter says that February is American Heart Month. Are you a risk for heart disease? They can talk with you about this. They've got folks that can treat you for this. Rehab First has got any kind of medical care you could possibly want. They're open 7 days a week. They have private rooms, 24-hour RN coverage, and administrators on duty 7 days a week. Hospice care. The list is endless of what they can do and what they can take care of you, take care of for you. Also, they're open. It said 7 days a week, but they also have a long-term care if you need long-term care. And some days I think I might need long-term care. I went up the other morning to Citizen Baptist and had some blood drawn. I'm getting a physical and had some blood work drawn. And the young lady says, Mr. Barton, have you been out of the country in the last 30 days? I says, no. I said, I've been out of my mind in the last 30, but not the country. She said, well, you're like a lot of folks. But Citizen Baptist, they're great. I've been paying LabCorp to do this blood work when I get a physical. But now I go to Citizen Baptist. Any kind of medical care I need, I try to see Baptist Medical Center and let them take care of it. Got to go to break, and we'll be back with George Culver,
That's right.
the Ritz Theater.
Planning a get-together, sporting event, or special occasion, let CG's help make the event more enjoyable. CG's can advise you on a favorite champagne or special wine imported from all over the world, as well as from New York and California. Perhaps you'd rather choose a muscadine wine from Alabama. CG's also has a nice selection of the latest in stemless wine glasses or champagne and water glasses. Only at CG's can you obtain your favorite imported beer, party supplies, mixes, and a variety of nuts. By the way, don't forget a gift for your favorite hostess. Visit CG's, conveniently located in Talladega at the corner of Howard and West.
A death is a troubling time for any family. Talladega Funeral Home offers dignity, respect, professionalism, commitment, and fairness to all families in need. We listen carefully. We know that some of us find great comfort in traditions, and we work tirelessly to honor those traditions. Our professional team gets to know each and every family member to help each and every individual remember, share, and ultimately move towards healing. Contact Brittany Boozer at Talladega Funeral Home today, 256-362-0111. Talladega Funeral Home. We care because every life has a story.
Have you tried one of these? This is so good. Man, I can't believe we haven't done this before. Oh, wow, look at that. Want a bite? You're aging. Do the jingle. Do the jingle. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hey, guys. Do it again. Do it again. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. In my office.
State Farm.
I think we're good.
State Farm agents are there when you need them.
State Farm
You
is
like that
always
commercial?
there. I do.
You like that Elvis commercial?
I like Elvis.
I like the one where the man's talking to the State Farm agent late at night, and his wife comes down and says, "Who you talking to?" And she don't believe it. What you got on? We'll show that in a minute.
I like that one.
Doug Kemp is there 24/7. He'd probably take your call at midnight if you had a wreck or whatever. And we appreciate Doug Kemp. We got a couple of things we'll get out of the way, and then we'll come back we'll go to our special guest. I'm not going to tell you where it happened because I don't know if it's true or not. Now, I don't normally deal in rumors, as Lord knows enough of them in town.
Lord.
But I received a couple of calls today from some folks that lives in an apartment complex here in Talladega. And any of you watching the program now, if you know for a fact it happened, call us and tell us. But I understand during the night last night, 3 people got shot. 9-year-old and a couple other folks. And I understand they have caught the folks. They were out of Birmingham. They did the shooting. Some says it was a drug deal gone bad. Some says other things. I don't know what the truth is. But allegedly it did happen sometime during the night. And if you live in this apartment complex, call us and tell us if you know for a fact. Now don't call me and tell me what you heard on the internet. Sometimes the internet is not factual.
Oh, it can be bad.
But if you know for a fact of the apartment complex in Talladega, and it's not it's not Westgate, it's not Knoxville Homes, and it's not Curry Court. I'm gonna get that out of the way first. That's the first thing that goes through folks' mind when you talk about a problem. It is not neither one of those 3 entities. And it's not where my wife works at Tremont Apartments. So we'll go from there. But if you know about the shooting, know firsthand, if you live there and you know, call us and tell us. Stampede Restaurant, this coming Friday night and Saturday night is Valentine weekend.
That's right.
Yeah. You and your wife or you and your spouse or after tomorrow, Monday,
Don't go there.
same-sex couples that's got married tomorrow can go up there and treat each other to a special Valentine meal. $29.99 plus taxes. You can get 7-ounce steak and shrimp, 7-ounce steak and fish, 7-ounce steak and oyster, 2 sides each, appetizer, and 2 desserts. That's a deal.
a deal.
You go to Anderson, you'll pay $20, $25 just for 1 meal. Plus you got to drive up there. Valentine special. That's this Stampede Restaurant Friday night and Saturday night. $29.99. What a deal. You need to get up there early. You can eat Friday night, then if you're really in love with her or him or it or whatever, you can go Friday night and Saturday night. What a deal. We'll talk about it more a little bit later
Yeah, the
on.
fish and oysters are very good.
Yeah. One other thing before we go to George. Mr. Engineer, have you got the picture of Madison? We're not going to play all of it, but this is a heartwarming story. She has Down syndrome, and she's singing. George, this might be something other we want to get for the Ritz Theater. Go ahead and play it, just a little bit of it.
What would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in, you kicking me out. You've got my head spinning, no kidding, I can't.
This is a heartwarming thing, George, to see. She's having to struggle. She's not like the people, good singers and so forth. She's having to really put her all in it. And they have voices that are low pitched. She's worked hard. A person sent me that, and I was very impressed with her. You got a beautiful voice. This just shows you, George, that it doesn't matter what barriers you may have or special needs or whatever, you can overcome it. You can do great. Beautiful young lady, beautiful singer. Okay, come on back with it. Just wanted to share a little bit of that with you. George, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. Good to see you.
Is everything ready for the Mardi Gras next week?
It is. We're struggling. That's a
Did
lot
you
of
buy
work.
some more moon pies?
We did. You know what? We've got, I'm going to check my figures. We got 8,500 moon pies.
And you're going to have 12,000 people in attendance.
And 11,500 string beads. And then, of course, other people in the parade will have other stuff to throw. But
Right.
at least that's what we've got that we can avail.
And they can share.
Every time I'm in the parade, they throw rocks.
I can
Well, that's
understand why
politics for you,
sometimes.
right? No, we're looking for a big Saturday in Talladega.
It looks like the weather's going to be great.
It is. Well, I hadn't heard.
I think the weather forecast, I believe it's going to be good. I think it's supposed to rain maybe the middle of the week a little bit, but best I recall, it's going to be pretty good.
We can take the cold, we just can't take the rain. You know, for the parade, which is at 11 o'clock on Saturday, this Saturday, The centerpiece is always those amazing comic and motorized units of the Shriners.
They do an excellent job.
From across Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, this merge, and they are so much fun. So we encourage everybody to come out for the parade Saturday at 11 o'clock. Last year we had over 10,000 people.
The kids.
And you got 8,000 pies.
Yeah.
Why don't you cut them in two, George, and throw out a half a pie?
Leave him alone with them pies.
That's all we do. I mean, we've got these available at cost for people that are in the parade to buy to throw. Now, people that are also in the parade can get things at Walmart or wherever else to get candy and other things to throw, little dolls or whatever they throw. But
where's the parade going to start? Where's it going to end?
It's going to start at Zora Ellis Junior High. It's where it sort of gathers. And people that are in the parades gather there about 10 o'clock. By the way, we want to encourage, if you're not in the parade and would like to be in the parade, we welcome you. Just show up at 10 o'clock.
No charge.
No charge. This is not a parade you play.
Don't have to decorate any certain way.
Well, you want to be festive and be Mardi Gras-ish, you know. But we've got, there's beauties and there's antique cars and I think there's horses and people are bringing their pets and there's some floats and there's some bands. It's really going to be fun. So it starts at Zora Ellis, goes down South Street,
y'all got long
heading
way.
east, crosses at Johnson, and then hits Battle Street, heads west on Battle Street, comes back around the square, and Court Street back to south. So it's a nice, mile and a half, 2 miles?
Is the band, Tally College Band, going to be with you? Any of the bands?
Well, Tally College is a great band, but, they are...
It's hard to get them.
They're in New Orleans.
Oh, that's right.
They're making big bucks. They
That's
can't pay a band to be in it.
Right.
So.
Any other bands going to be in there?
I'm not sure of yet. There's a committee, and they haven't given me the latest update. We're very hopeful that there's going to be several bands from the county in it. So we're excited about it. It's going to be fun.
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock in the morning. Of course, Saturday night, that's our big Mardi Gras Gala. Now, by the way, that's Alabama's largest Mardi Gras party north of Mobile. And we're glad to have that in Talladega. And what this is our 20th year to have this. It's a fundraiser. It's the biggest fundraiser of the year for the Historic Ritz Theater. And the net proceeds of this thing helps us do the things that we do at the Ritz. For example, on February 24th, 25th, and 26th, we've got 6 performances of Play to Win, the Jackie Robinson story from Birmingham Children's Theater.
Oh, wow.
And we will have every 4th, 5th, and 6th grader from the city and the county that will come and see that show at no cost to the students. So we have to pay for that.
Right.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And the Mardi Gras net proceeds, that's where some of that money goes, things like that through the year. So we're excited about it. It's a big fundraiser. It's at the, used to be the Speed Channel Dome. They've now changed the name, I think due to sponsorship, to the Fox Sports One Dome. And which is right there on the grounds of the Super Speedway. Big old room.
Beautiful facility.
Big, And we're expecting over 400, maybe 450 folks. It's an open bar because it's a party now, and you can drink if you don't or not. But if you want to drink, it's an open bar from 6 to 1. That's 7 hours. We have a 12-course meal from Classic on Noble in Anniston.
Who can eat 12-course meal?
I don't know. You just start early and nibble. The starts with oysters on the half shell. There's an oyster bar. Then there's gumbo. And then there's shrimp and grits. And then there's a Cajun salad. I can't even remember the whole name. There's a chocolate fountain. And, Charlotte Wesley she makes an amazing bread pudding. What is it called? It's bread pudding, yeah. And so we'll have that homemade bread pudding. So it's just wonderful food. And then we've got, there's dancing. It's a party. And this year we've booked a group out of Atlanta, wonderful. It's a show band called Party Nation. And they'll dress up in costumes, and they did all kinds of music from the early doo-wop to the soul music to rock music to you name it, they do it. So it's something for everybody.
Yeah.
And then on top of all of that, we've got the auction. We'll have an art auction. Well, it's an auction. It has a lot of art, but this year there's a lot of antiques. And one of the interesting things about that, we also will have 5 artists who will be painting live. So people will be able to see the painting and bid on it as the painting evolves if they decide they like it, kind of thing. So it's a whole lot going on. It's a big deal. A huge effort. Great volunteers. We've got a committee for the parade. We've got a committee for the gala. a lot of guys pitching in and helping and making this thing happen. So we're very proud of that. The spirit, there's a lot of spirit involved, a lot of community spirit. And they take pride in being the largest party north of Mobile, Mardi Gras party north of Mobile. Take pride in the success of the parade every year. Keeps growing and growing and growing. And it's a big day for Talladega. We're very excited about it. Yeah. And it helps make things happen at the Ritz. So
Talladega is open for business,
It's
George.
open. So is the Ritz.
I know. But it's like things like the Ritz and all this stuff is going on. People investing their money in our town. It's what's making us be
and
successful.
for those that, everybody knows, locally they do, but maybe some of you are weird. The Ritz is a magnificent old Art Deco. It's a national Art Deco landmark. Historic theater, built in the late 30s. We renovated it as a performing arts center. It was a cinema early on.
Seat about 500.
Yes.
Roughly. Elevated seating.
Pitch.
Everybody.
With a balcony.
Every seat is good.
There's not a bad seat in the house. The acoustics are terrific. And we do world-class stuff.
On the beautiful square.
On the square. And that vitrolite facade has been perfectly restored. It's an important historic landmark. And we do good stuff in there. We do first-class performances for spring and fall seasons. I just mentioned that arts education thing. We'll have over 4,000 kids at some point through the year doing some arts education event in the theater. Never a penny. We don't charge students. That's just been a long-term policy. That's why we have to raise money to make that happen. And then we do we occasion and facilitate a lot of local nonprofits who will also do benefits. And through those things, there was about 12 of those last year, Mayor, and I think you know this, they raised over $30,000 that went back into charities in the community.
Right.
So, we're very proud of what we do. We take a lot of pride in it. And
the Gong Show will be coming, is it March, next month?
What?
The Gong Show?
The Gong Show, that's one of those fundraisers.
That's always a packed out house.
Absolutely.
And I told them, George, you don't know this. I'm going to be in it, folks.
Oh, are you? Fantastic.
I'm going.
I think it's March 8th.
I'm trying to find me a G-string now. We're getting ready to be.
That's great.
Don't miss this.
And this is, I think their net proceeds, where did their money go to? Like Cancer Society? Yeah. So that's
the folks that work at Professional Apothecary, they work untirely. Miss Kathy
Yes, they do.
Oh, yeah.
They do
all
a
their
fantastic
employees
job.
and other folks that pitch in and help.
Do a great job. A lot of spirit, a lot of community spirit.
And you're right, a lot of things, a lot of community activity. The young lady that sang, Sharika, what was her name that sang, performed up there, a young black lady? The house was packed.
Yeah.
You remember her singing up?
Yeah, she was doing a record release, yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot what the money was going for, some kind of charity. Yeah. It was packed out.
So it's fantastic. We're so let me give them a little hint. Now we're going to announce the season right after Mardi Gras because we just can't do everything at once. Our plate's so full. But the season is going to happen pretty fast after Mardi Gras. We're going to open on Friday, March 6th, with a new play called Mandela, in collaboration with Red Mountain Theater Company in Birmingham, which does tremendous stuff. They commissioned the script. It's a wonderful tribute to Nelson Mandela, who was an important figure in civil rights on the world scene, fought apartheid in South Africa, as you know, so that's going to be very important. We're also got, on the 13th, due to popular demand, we're bringing back Black Jacket Symphony. This fall, we sold out the house for their Abbey Road, and this spring, on the 13th of March, they're doing Dark Side of the Moon, the Pink Floyd. Quickly, Black Jacket, what they are, their unique niche is, Mayor, and you know this, they believe in the art of the album. And their theory is, or their philosophy is, that a lot of the great rock albums since the 60s, the last 50, 60 years, is the classic music of our era. What they do is they pull the best musicians they can find to recreate word for word, sound for sound, note for note, those albums.
Wow.
And just it's a phenomenal experience, and everybody that saw the Beatles' Abbey Road flipped out and said it's overwhelming. We're bringing them back, so I'm really excited about that. March 13th. We've got a family show, still finalizing the contract. Can't announce it yet. We always got to have a big family show, and then sort of our blue chip thing this spring on April 23rd, Thursday, April 23rd. We got the national tour of F. Scott Fitzgerald's great novel, The Great Gatsby. It's going to
a lot of good stuff
for Montana Rep. That's going to be spectacular. We're going to have a gospel thing coming up. We're still negotiating on that. We're going to do at least three major gospel shows a year. We call that specific series the Marquee Gospel Series. So, so good things are happening at the Ritz. And the Mardi Gras Gala helps us do these things, and we help people to think about it. And just generally, whether you're, from the community or not, they ain't a better party in Alabama coming up. I mean, this Saturday night is a big, fancy thing. It's not overly, it's not black tie.
No.
It's not, you don't have to wear the long, women usually wear cocktail dresses, men usually wear a blazer and a tie. Some people, and we don't care, some people come in a Hawaiian shirt. That's fine. And then we also got some people like to play, like Alan Gray McMillan. He'll come in his long tails, So, it's all kind of a nice mix. And it's very, it's great spirit, great fun. It's going to be a little, we lost Tommy Moorhead, who was a great asset in our community.
Right.
Artist for years, head of Heritage Hall, artist in residence at Heritage Hall. And for years, he would always sort of mastermind putting together the collection. And we don't have him this year. We miss him terribly, but we'll do a little, subtle tribute to him somewhere in the evening, because he was important to very important statewide artist.
Folks, that's this weekend.
It's Saturday.
Downtown Talladega with the parade, Mardi Gras parade.
And then out to the Speedway for the gala.
Speedway for the gala.
Fantastic.
George,
so,
I appreciate
you can tell them how to get tickets, right? By the way, tickets are $90. That sounds like a lot, but it's really not. If you got an open bar for 7 hours and a 12-course meal and an entertainment and all that goes with that, that's a good deal. You can't go out in Birmingham for that at a fancy restaurant.
Bring a sack. Take home a sack.
Absolutely. That'll be to-go bags. So, to get tickets, you can go online at TalladegaMardiGras.com. We got our own website. You can buy tickets online, secure with PayPal. Or you can come by the Ritz office right there on the square, right next to the Ritz.
Can you buy them at the door if in
or
case?
You can call us. Well, not many. I mean, if there's
Maybe all
an
gone by
emergency
then.
walk-up, we can handle. But, on this kind of thing, you got to let the caterer know in advance how many people it's coming, so he'll know what to buy. He or she'll know what to buy and fix, and so on and so forth. So you can call the Ritz at 256-315-0000. We can handle it on the phone right there. Or
Can we, Mr. Engineer, can we show the flyer on the TV, the 2015 Valentine?
Yeah, the
Not clear.
logo.
That's okay. Alabama's largest Mardi Gras party, north of Mobile. You said that. Classics on Noble.
That's the caterer.
And Atlanta Party Nation. You
Party
said all
Nation,
that.
they're wonderful.
It's great.
So we hope people to come out and support us. Have a good time and support a good charity.
Folks, it's not just open to Talladega folks now. This is open to anyone, anywhere. Even you folks that don't want to be a part of Lincoln.
A lot of
you
people
be a
come
part
up
of this.
from Sylacauga,
We
Del
welcome
City, and Oxford, and Anniston. No, it's a regional thing. It's a big East Central Alabama event. That's what it is.
One more time. Look at this camera right here,
Yes,
George,
sir.
and tell them about the parade. And
parade.
the Saturday night.
Talladega Mardi Gras Parade this Saturday, February 14th, Valentine's Day at 11 a.m. Lots of pies, lots of beads, lots of fun. If you want to be in the parade, call us. You can be in it. That evening at 6 o'clock is the Mardi Gras Gala, the annual Mardi Gras Gala and auction at the Fox Sports 1 Dome at the Super Speedway. It's a great evening with entertainment, 12-course meal, open bar from 6 to 1. It's big, wonderful party. We hope you'll come out.
And if you don't know where the Speedway Dome is, you come down Speedway Boulevard, either direction.
Yeah.
You come in Madison, you turn left when you get down to the museum.
Right. And it's right behind the International Motorsports. It's part of the International Motorsports Hall of Fame.
If you come in from Birmingham or parts unknown, and you come down, you turn right.
That's right.
You're right there.
Big time.
Easy find.
Big time.
Probably be marked real good so you can find it.
Oh, yeah.
George, thank you for being with us, man.
Mayor. We appreciate your support.
Good to see you, baby.
You got to go to a break. Can you reach her?
Yeah.
You got to go to a break. We'll be right back with Reverend Timothy Caldwell and his lovely wife. And there's no telling what me and the preacher going to get into with all the stuff that's happening next week. There ain't no telling what's going on. Be right back.
Planning a get-together, sporting event, or special occasion, let CG's help make the event more enjoyable. CG's can advise you on a favorite champagne or special wine imported from all over the world, as well as from New York and California. Perhaps you'd rather choose a muscadine wine from Alabama. CG's also has a nice selection of the latest in stemless wine glasses or champagne and water glasses. Only at CG's can you obtain your favorite imported beer, party supplies, mixes, and a variety of nuts. By the way, don't forget a gift for your favorite hostess. Visit CG's, conveniently located in Talladega at the corner of Howard and West.
A death is a troubling time for any family. Talladega Funeral Home offers dignity, respect, professionalism, commitment, and fairness to all families in need. We listen carefully. We know that some of us find great comfort in traditions, and we work tirelessly to honor those traditions. Our professional team gets to know each and every family member to help each and every individual member share and ultimately move towards healing. Contact Brittany Boozer at Talladega Funeral Home today, 256-362-0111. Talladega Funeral Home. We care because every life has a story.
Oh man, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Harry.
Oh man, you gotta do it like this. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, George. Hey, Jim.
Amateurs, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, Travis.
Well, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm here for you, Lonnie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is a new one.
State Farm agents are there whenever you need them.
Oh, Elvis does such a good job.
I didn't know what about going there.
We're on.
They said the mic's on, be quiet. And you started talking, the camera's on. Go ahead.
It's okay. I just really love Elvis on State Farm.
That George Culver, he's never short of words.
Oh, no. He's
Does
on
a
top of
super job.
We're
Folks,
blessed.
The parade this weekend, Mardi Gras parade, and then the big blowout up the racetrack Saturday night. It's great. There'll be folks there from everywhere. Good music, good food.
And we're so blessed to have George Culver.
And speaking of good food, don't forget the Stampede Restaurant this weekend. Valentine's special, Friday night, Saturday night. Meal for two. Well, you don't have to buy two meals, you can buy one. But meal for two, you can get 7-ounce steak and shrimp, 7-ounce steak and fish, 7-ounce steak and oyster, 2 sides each, appetizer and 2 desserts for $29.99 plus tax. What a deal. I mean, that's just unheard of.
Yeah.
And they're good. They always cook to perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Mayor and I was up there one day, Thursday, might have been Thursday, we go up there a lot, up there Thursday.
Yeah, you do.
And had a homemade soup and cornbread.
Mm-hmm.
Lordy mercy, is good. And then we're back up there today.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken pot pie. Homemade chicken pot pie. Watched them kill the chicken. No, it was homemade pot pie. It was good. I mean, real good. And you didn't say Pansy Fincher's name a while ago, I don't believe.
You know what? I believe I do.
You missed somebody.
Hey,
Pansy Fincher's having a birthday, and I told her we was going to announce her birthday.
Happy birthday, Pansy.
Miss Pansy's got some of the best.
He interrupted me is what happened.
Best homemade. Have you missed anybody else? Check that list again. Pansy Fincher's got the best homemade pie, lemon pie. I go by there and buy a piece of the pie and I take it home. We eat most of it, but we'll save just enough that when I bring my little 2 non-humans back in at night from walking them, I give them just a touch of it, not much, just enough. And man, those dogs, those non-humans, they love that lemon pie. And Pansy's got some of the best food anywhere. They've been around a long time. And we got a lot of good restaurants in Talladega. Mm-hmm. We encourage you to try to stay home and shop as much as you can.
No, I didn't miss anybody. I got everybody.
Did you call Pansy's name? Well, excuse me.
Twice.
Pastor
Happy birthday
and
twice.
Miss Timothy Caldwell.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor.
Now, you said you would do the talking, he would do the listening.
No, he was talking.
He'd do all the talking. We're just proud to have Reverend Caldwell and Miss Caldwell with us tonight. They're the pastor at Bellevue Baptist Church over on Bellevue.
Bellevue Street.
That's where it is. We've had an opportunity through the years to go there, Mayor and I, a lot. We sang over there from time to time, and they're in the process of building a new auditorium. What, $250,000, $300,000, $500,000?
A little over $500,000.
Oh, $500,000. We're proud for you. When you came there, what, 20 plus years ago?
22 years
22 years ago. You was running about 20, 25, 30 people, roughly?
A little bit more than that. Well, I guess if you want to count it, what you call active members.
The sometimers, it comes...
Maybe about 50, what you call active, you know.
And now you're running, what, 250?
Yeah.
Or better?
Probably about 200.
200. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Done a great job, Pastor, through the years.
Been a blessing.
You've got some of the best people in the world.
We really do. We really do.
Members there.
Great hospitality people. This is my first pastoring job, but it's the most friendliest church I've ever been in. My dad pastored for some close to 40 years. My dad did, so 3 or 4 or 5 churches. And so I've been everywhere. But this is probably the most friendliest hospitality church I've ever been in.
You've got some of the great members over there, some key people in our city, as members of your church there.
That's correct.
Let's talk a little bit about you. We may get off on a little bit. We're not going to get too far out. We're going to try to stay in the middle of the road here. But with all the stuff that's fixing to happen tomorrow, we can't help but maybe touch on it just a little bit.
Yes, Lord.
But let's talk about Timothy Caldwell and Miss Caldwell, where you originated from, and how you wound up in. I'm always interested in how folks wind up in Talladega. I love it. You know.
I am.
You look at this camera right here.
I am the original Clay County boy from Lyingville, Alabama.
Shotgun Giddings territory.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Clay County, Lyingville, Alabama, born and raised. I went into the military. After I went to college, then went into the military, and got out of the military, got into the ministry, and pastored in Heflin, Alabama, and had the urge, got a call to move to Talladega to pastor Beverly Baptist Church, and been there 22 years.
Favorite song is "I Shall Not Be Removed."
I shall not be removed. I'm too far gone to be going backwards.
Well, it's obvious you've done a great job building a congregation from what it is to what it is now. It speaks well for you, and it speaks well for the church. And to get into a $500,000+ building program, that really speaks well for the community.
It's been a blessing. You know, it wasn't something that we just jumped up and started doing it. You know, we
planned for it.
Had a vision, planned for it. One of the things I wanted to do was make sure, where God gives vision, you know, He'll also give provision, if it's from the Lord.
The Bible says, "My people perish for lack of vision."
For a lack of knowledge and vision.
Yeah.
Without a vision, the people perish.
That's right.
And so, you know, we purchased, prior to even building this building, we purchased over there by the bypass, we own 23 acres of land. That's for future vision that we're going to do. My vision for that is to make some recreational facilities and family life center and special recreation facilities especially for our youth, because I'm a youth-oriented type of pastor, and we was going to build that first, and then God just came back and spoke and said, just tear down where you are and just build on the same spot that you are, and we'll use that for future vision.
You've been meeting at the Mabry Center for the last few months.
That's correct. We first was meeting at Dr. Patterson's facility, and we thank God for him for allowing us to do that. And we're almost getting ready to move in, hopefully by the 1st of March, and we'll run the 1st of March and middle of March, all depending on the weather. And so we just switched on over to the Mabry Center, where
Miss Sandra Cameron?
Sandra Cameron is the director there, so that was
one of your faithful members?
Oh, very, very, very faithful member of my church.
She's my buddy.
She's something else.
She's one of the, we got a lot of good employees with the city, and you get in trouble when you start bragging on employees, but Miss Sandra has done a super job with
She's a blessing. She's a blessing.
All you got to do is just say, this is what I need, and you don't have to worry about it no more.
Well, that's kind of what we did with moving over to the Mabry Center. You know, let her know that, you know, we originally was going to do it, and I thought I wanted something much bigger, and we in there. We packed in there, but we in there. So
I had the opportunity. I was invited to be at the 50th birthday party recently, and you know, there was a lot of folks that told a lot of good things on the pastor, and there were some folks maybe borderline lied. I mean, I might have been one of them.
I think so.
But it was a very good program. It was almost a packed house, and that shows you what kind of people they support their pastor. And we're looking. I was there for the groundbreaking. Mr. Joel Elliott with First National Bank was there, and you had probably 50 people there for the groundbreaking.
That's correct.
What's the lady? And I should know in the wheelchair. One of your longtime members.
Porter.
Mother Porter.
Miss Porter, yeah, Miss Porter. She's been a lifelong resident of Talladega.
She
a solid citizen.
She is Bellevue. Yes, she is. Her mother was there, and she's been there ever since its inception.
Right.
Ever since she was born, she's been Bellevue.
But that's what makes your church such a great place.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to go ahead and try to get it. I wanted for those elders to be able to see God do something.
They worked all their life.
Magnificent, exactly. We wouldn't be where we are now if it wasn't for those elders like Mother Ella Porter and Mother Mary Scott and some others who passed on, but those who are still living, those two. If it weren't for those people like that, we wouldn't be where we are. They are our foundation, and I thank God for them.
Church going to be handicap accessible.
Yes, sir.
Just roll right on in.
Yes, sir.
You going to have a baptismal in the church itself? Or?
Yes, sir. Baptismal, new pastor study, be able to seat 300, 400 more people in the sanctuary, new choir stand, have downstairs basement that'll hold about 200 to 300 people. More than just eating place, I'm gonna use it for different facilities. One of the things we're gonna plan on doing is during football season, each Friday night, we're gonna have a fifth quarter down there in that basement every Friday night after the football game.
Fifth quarter?
Yes, sir.
Come on after the game's over.
Yes, sir, and have a good time.
Yeah.
Because some people think that young people can't have a good time. Well, you got to give them something to be able to do. You know.
I have to ask this, since you brought it up. On Auburn and Alabama games, is your church integrated to the point that you can have both of them in there at one time? Auburn and Alabama fans, can they come in there together?
Well, I wouldn't know that because my wife will tell you something about me with Alabama football. If she don't mind, she'll speak about Alabama football to me.
He has to be the biggest Alabama fan. He cannot watch a game with other people at all, whether they're Alabama or Auburn fans, so that probably wouldn't work.
That sounds like my wife. Mr. Engineer, I didn't thought about it. Have you got Mary playing football? Have you got that disc handy? You're talking about a fanatic about football. Now, my wife, she didn't go to the University of Alabama, but she'll fight you in a heartbeat about Alabama.
Well, I want my people to know that I'm a person of integrity. And so if I'm watching Alabama football, I don't want them around me.
Let's show Mary. I was not going to show this, but since the preacher brought it up, show Mary playing football. What's this, Pastor? We're over at Benny and Charlotte Green's house one night, and he's secretly recording her. She almost loses her religion on football night. Does this one look like the pastor? Is he worse?
A little worse.
He's a little worse?
A little worse.
She wants him to twist her head off when they get to...
Get it back in. We'll give a blood transfusion after the game over with. And they snug him.
Keep going.
Get him. Not too bad.
I'm worried about
that. She almost loses her religion.
She's working it. She's working it.
So on Alabama night, when y'all at the church, I don't know, we'd have both of them in the same building at one time.
Probably not. Probably not.
They'd have to lay on hands on Sunday morning without prayers.
So I'm still trying. I got to get delivered from Alabama football because even when we still lose, it's hard for me to sleep. Mm-hmm. I'm 50 years old. I need deliverance.
So you have to have your sermon prepared before the ball games. If you don't, you'll never get it done.
I won't sleep that night. But thank God for the last 6 or 7 years, I've been getting pretty asleep.
I've been doing all that winning.
You're getting a lot of sleep.
You can talk, ma'am. It's okay. We allow women to speak. Tell us a little bit about Miss Caldwell. Where's your home?
I'm originally from Heflin, Alabama, in Cleveland County. I was born and raised there. Went to high school there, and then I attended Troy State for 2 years. And
Dr. Hawkins, was he down there at the time?
Yes, Dr. Hawkins was
He was
there.
in Talladega at this institute for a long time.
Right, he was. And then I transferred to Jacksonville State, and I have a degree in early childhood education, and I'm a teacher at Golden Springs Elementary School in Anniston. Now I've been teaching for 22 years, kindergarten.
Oh.
If you don't lose your religion over there, you
all
won't lose.
Kindergarten, 22 years.
Wow.
22 years.
22 years. And
Love
I have
it.
23
What? 4
babies.
years, 5 years, 6 years, up to 6 years.
Up to 6 years old.
How many do you have a day?
I have 22 lovely babies this year.
Oh,
22.
if that don't make you bald and gray, nothing will.
I've been in there, something else. They are underpaid.
I admire all
I believe
teachers,
it.
regardless of what they teach. I have much respect for teachers. They have an awesome responsibility. The young ones nowadays has lost all respect for police, for politicians, for teachers,
That's
for
correct.
ministers. They just, it's amazing how the parents have just let them go.
It starts at
That's
home.
correct.
Exactly.
Starts at home.
Yeah, I tell everybody that it starts at
home.
home. You know, many times the teachers are getting the flack, but it's not the teachers. It starts at home. Even though the Bible even tell you that charity begins at home.
That's right.
And then spreads.
Train up a child the way it should go.
And when it's old, it will not depart.
It may not be the children, it might be the parents.
Exactly.
Yes, you still got parents still trying to be children.
That's right.
and they haven't grown up.
But a child can go to school, to your wife's class. She can help mold it while it's there.
That's correct.
But then it goes back home into a den of iniquity.
Exactly.
Single parent, and I'm not being critical of single parents. Some folks are doing the best they can do. But if they don't have some training at home and some help with their lessons at home, all they get is while they're in school.
Yeah, most of our kids today, they have to really be honest with you to fend for themselves.
That's right.
You know, I know that my wife, we share all the time, that there's some children that come to school, maybe not this year, but in the past, there's some children that come to school that haven't even eaten. You know, she came out of her pocket. Nobody knows how much teachers sacrifice themselves out of their own pocket. You know, with budgets being cut and everything else, just feeding kids and sometimes buying them clothes.
Yeah.
And those are the things that's unheard of that teachers may do. And I know that we do it.
Pastor, I brought it, but I did not intend to use it. But since you brought that up, I hear this all the time from teachers. That, Larry, we buy this, we buy toilet paper, we buy this, we buy this, that, and the other, and the state don't provide it for us. And the state claims they're broke. And I picked up the Anderson Star yesterday. One of the headlines is Auburn to build a $13.9 million school board.
That's a lot of money for a school board, ain't it?
Almost $14 million for a school board, and the state say they're broke. The schools say they don't have any money for teachers. Something or other ain't right somewhere.
Something ain't right in Montgomery. 13 million.
13.9 for a school board that they'll use for what, basketball and softball, maybe baseball, I don't know, football.
And schools cutting budgets.
Yeah, can't pay the teachers,
Cutting
can't buy toilet paper, but they and put up a $14 million school board.
It could be a lot of donations too, so.
It don't matter. It says right here, the project was approved by the school board of trustees during its meeting. Well, if everybody else is paying for it, why does the board have to approve it?
Should be charity.
Yeah.
If everybody else is paying for it.
I mean, it's possible they have to approve the board being
that they're going to do it right.
But when I saw that, I said, man, how in the world? And then the other headline said Alabama willing to pay more for schools. Well, wait a minute. Why do we need to pay more for schools if the taxpayers, if the folks in control, will spend the money appropriately?
That's the problem right there.
And yet we talk about what's going on with our children so many times, but yet we're cutting their legs off. We're cutting education.
Tomorrow, unless the Supreme Court steps in before 8 o'clock tomorrow morning when the probate judge's office opens, state opens, same-sex marriage will become another law of the land. Judge Moore is very adamant about defying this law. He defied it once before and got kicked out of office on the 10 Commandments. And looks like he's on the verge. Some people say he's a modern-day Daniel. They told me, if you don't quit praying, we're going to put you in the lion's den. I said, well, bring him on.
Throw him in there.
One of the Hebrew children. We're going to throw you in the fiery furnace if you don't quit doing what we tell you not to do. They put him in the furnace. And looks like Judge Roy Moore is to that point now. Hey, do what you're going to do. I'm going to oppose it. They're saying that the federal government does not have authority to dictate state law, that we have states' rights. Well, and I shared this last week, Pastor. You have a person goes to court. The judge rules that this is the law. Well, the other side appeals it to the next step. The next step says, no, he's wrong. This is right. This other side appeals it to the next step. They look at it. They render a different opinion. It's like reading the Bible. Every preacher, not every preacher, a lot of preachers say, the scripture, Jesus wept. Well, the next preacher said, well, that's not exactly what he meant. He said he actually was just shedding a few tears. And the other said, no, he was just boo-hooing. I've never seen so much indecision of these smart lawyers and these judges that can't read what the law says, and they keep interpreting it their way. I don't understand it.
The voters
if it says you can, or if it says the people voted.
That's right.
They did.
And now the judge says, well, we don't care how you voted. You was wrong on how you voted.
That's one of my issues that I'm having with it, is that the
constitutional amendment
that the people voted
that's right.
for the ban, not to have it, and then you come back and strip them of the. To me, you're stripping them of the vote.
But what this judge is saying, and I understand what she's saying.
I understand it too.
I realize that in certain parts of the country, even now, if you got up a petition and said we want to pass a law that there ain't gonna be no Mexicans in Alabama, you might have enough people that would vote to do away with Mexicans, or Hispanics, or blacks, or homosexuals. Some countries have laws that they'll kill you if you're a homosexual, cut your head off, shoot you.
Right.
And I understand what she's saying, that she's saying that this law is not constitutional in the fact that you're depriving two men or two women from marrying, that you're depriving them from life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. I know what the Bible says. I'm very guarded what the Bible says. And I share with you today what I'd like to see them do is, the Bible says man and woman. It's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
I'd like to see the law passed to have a constitutional amendment for a civil union. If two men or two women wants to get together and he or she is going to be my partner, then the state will say, okay, you can have his insurance benefits. If you get sick or your hospitalization, if you die, you can have his insurance, you know, joint property, but not a marriage certificate.
Not a marriage.
And then whatever you do at nighttime in your house, I don't think it's none of the government's business. That's just my personal belief. That's between you and God. But having a marriage license to join, I told somebody, I said, I ain't never seen no man I'd want to crawl in bed with. Now there's some good-looking lesbians out there that, you know, but I don't understand it.
I understand, you know, the Constitution set up, you know, for equal rights, you know, and I agree with you on that aspect that that they have rights, but I think that when we take it to marriage, then I think what we're doing is we're allowing the Constitution to reinterpret what God's word is. You know, we hold these truths to be self-evident. Well, before that was even said, it was already said in the beginning God created.
Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Right. So, and then God pulled from man a rib, a woman, and there's many scriptures. Now, I know we don't have time to get into all of it, but there's many scriptures that back me up on that. And, you know, I just believe that when you start stripping away marriage, you're taking away the fiber of the family. So even though they have, because they're citizens of the United States and, you know, the Constitution is to protect them, they have
just a way of legalizing immorality.
Exactly.
That's my opinion.
That's what it is.
Well, here again, if you want to take brother so-and-so over here to be your partner, own property with you, he gets sick, he can have your insurance and so forth, that's
but don't
one
mess
thing.
with the marriage.
But when you say we're going to join you two together, it says what
and
God put together.
Matrimony.
That's right.
And what God put together, that no man, but God ain't put it together.
I personally think, and I've got a lot of friends who are gay, homosexuals. I don't agree with their lifestyle.
Right.
But and I think they're wrong, and I think that someday they'll have to answer for it. But one thing it bothers me is how you tell your daughter or your son, if two men have an adopted child or women have artificial insemination, whatever, how do you tell that child they're growing up, they go to PTA meeting and said, well, introduce your daddy and introduce your mother. And they get up and they say, well, this is my daddy, and this is my daddy. Or this is my mama, and this is my mama. It has to have an impact
automatically
on that child's mind.
Psychologically, you've already confused.
Why don't
mentally.
I have a daddy? Or why don't I have a mama? You know, I don't know. And I've invited some gay friends to come on here and talk about it. They chose not to, and you're always welcome. We'll let you listen. We'll listen to both sides of the story.
Man, how can you know where you're going if you don't know who you are? You got a child who got a mom, and then you got a child saying, this is my second mom. You've already messed up the mental capacity of that child.
But you know, Pastor, and even involved in the same-sex marriage or whatever, you got folks that just live together,
right?
Not even married, and that's just as wrong.
Sin.
It's same-sex marriage.
I talked about it this morning. We call it shacking up.
Yeah.
No, but you know,
hooking up, shacking
up. So shacking up sound too bad. So now we just say we move in together.
Yeah.
It's still wrong.
We've got about 10 or 15 seconds. Pastor, time goes when you're having fun.
Well, it sure is. I would have had 30 more. Yes.
We'll have to get you back and let you spend
back. I like this subject.
and take phone calls.
I like this subject because we really tearing up the fabric of marriage, and no matter what they say, God says it's between a man and a woman.
You got to go. Tune in at 8:30. They'll rerun this program tomorrow morning at 9 at Channel 8, and tomorrow night at 9. Excuse me, 8 in the morning and 9 tomorrow night. Channel. We got to go.
Have a good
See you
weekend.
next week.